practice.
Thanks, Dr. Sharma. Am I audible?
Yes.
And the screen is visible.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. And good evening to all of you. And thank you to Dr. Mahipal, sir, and yourself, Dr. Sharma, for giving me this opportunity. There were excellent talks with a lot of science and technology. And Dr. Ritika just added like the cherry on the top, saying that all that has value when we can market it to the target audience in the correct way. Because as you know that everyone has spent a lot of time, money on technology. So my talk takes on from that, where the role of staff is important in counseling and how they can play a role in helping us with improving our practice. So I don't have to really tell about the benefits of having a separate counselor, because as we know, we can't be in two places. So they do definitely bridge the gap between the surgeon and the patient. They reduce the chair time with the surgeon. Important is this, as that they are available when the doctor is busy. And it's possible that as your practice grows, we may need more than one counselor. Sometimes I've seen in our practice that for patients of refractive surgery, you need a different skill set as compared to someone with maybe who's going to talk to a more mature audience for cataract. So when we hire staff who are going to represent us, be our brand ambassadors, we look for good body language. They should be presentable. And the second point is extremely important. That is active listening skills. And it's not just listening. It is to be a good judge of what your patient requires. What exactly is the patient wanting from us? And for this, the staff have to have willingness to learn. They have to be self-starters. I always tell my staff that, I can teach you the skill, but the will comes from you. So they should have problem solving skills, that they don't sit on a query for a long time. We know how important the marketing department is, and they're spending so much. So after the queries are made or inquiries come in or leads, like Dr. Ritika said, the problem solving skills should play in to reduce the time to return back to our patients what they require. And this can happen by us upgrading their skills with various practice development programs, attending seminars like we are doing right now. So how I train my staff is what I'm going to walk you through. Is I tell my staff is that our main strength you should know. So list the USP of our center, and USP is our unique selling point, and here be specific, because if I am confused, my brand is going to be refused. So in this, my surgeon is unique to me. His experience and his training should be made aware to my staff. The center's infection control protocols, many centers have invested in accreditation. So the staff should be aware of these points, and technology. And this is where centers who are doing Relax Smile stand out, because most of them that I know, or almost all, have LASIK as well as Relax Smile. So if a patient is looking for a laser treatment and you have an entire range to offer them, they get a better chance of getting an appropriate laser treatment with you. So it's best that we can offer a wide range so that you can be in the consideration category. I use this brand mantra when I train my staff. It's an acronym called Kya Bolu. K stands for knowledge or Gyan. Y is our refractive practice in our country is mostly the youth. It's younger customers. We should know what they require. Attitude, the benefits. What are the benefits from doing a laser surgery for them? We have to know the occasions where we can do certain marketing or conversions. Loyalty is an important point. And I use this mantra as use and no excuse. So coming to knowledge or Gyan is what are the different types of laser treatments. Now, most often we train our staff with what only we have. We fail to tell them what is there outside of us and what is available in the world. And that is important, because when an inquiry is made, they should be aware of all the brand names as well. A simple example would be like the generic names of medicines, and to know the brands of them. This is how I give them examples. And just like we update our knowledge as doctors, patients are updating theirs as well. And with the previous presentation, you saw that they are a young generation looking out, doing a lot of work on the internet, and already forming a perception before they come to us. So in our clinic, we will use posters, videos, flyers, brochures to communicate, and we have to keep our lingo, our language with a simple manner, with just common sense and not just jazzy terminologies. Coming to the why is the youth is our customer, and here I pay heed to our customer needs. And youth is a serious category. They want to look good, they want to feel good, they want to improve their confidence by doing laser refractive surgeries. Some of them choose it for careers or for social reasons, and trust me, they do the research. So important is I train the staff to capture as much as information as they can when the patient visits or even makes an inquiry. And then we do surveys with various factors like occupation, age group, language they use, and all this data should be captured from your medical records. Attitude goes a long way. And just like a doctor who participates in new advancements, new technologies like Relax Smile, my counselor should have ability as well as availability. And attitude by patients was upheld over skill and technical know-how. And this is very important for us to know, because patients already who have chosen you or considered you, they know you're competent. That's why they're already coming to you. So I have to train my staff to say that important is not to tell them what to do, but I tell them what not to do. And that is, don't make the patient unhappy. It's as simple as that. And when you see a little bit deeper through studies as to why clients leave, and you'll see 9% are lured away by competition, 14% are dissatisfied with the product or a solution you offered. And this is why I said it's important to be in the consideration category. So those who are doing LASIK, if they add on Relax Smile in their practice, you'll at least be considered. But 77% dislike the attitude of just one person in the organization. And this is why I do not just focus, like we train only counselors, we train only front desk. I train all. I train from the security department and even the housekeeping, maybe not in great detail, but the whole idea of why it's important for us to retain patients. Benefits. Patient ko kya fayda hai? The staff have to know this. Physical fayda, no glasses, fogging is an issue. And today, of course, with mass fogging is definitely an issue. There's emotional fayda when patients are coming to us when they're seeking it for during the wedding time. Many patients actually see the financial fayda also, and they see that it makes more sense and it's relevant in the long run to save money by not going ahead with too many glasses and contact lenses and actually considering laser procedure. And some have specific fayda, that is they have contact lens allergy or they have issues because they are driving at night. Some are international students, so parents are worried about them going abroad and then losing glasses, or how will we manage lenses. So for us, important from our practice point is when I speak to patients, we listen. And we listen what is a specific benefit for them. Occasion, I always tell the staff, avsar dhundo, to communicate. And when you collect information from patients, I say add verbatim. Don't mix it with what your perceptions are or your, assuming what they need. Write down their needs, add verbatim. And this helps us even for marketing, internal and external, because every lead is important. Whether that inquiry was a call, it came by a WhatsApp, email, social media, every lead is important. Another thing we create is a list of testimonials that can help us when we speak to patients. And I've seen that if we give a good enough information, we've rarely relied on them needing someone else to be convinced through. So, but in case there are patients and you want to go an extra mile, you can always tell them that we have patients who are just like you, are international students, are living abroad and have done Relax Smile. So maybe speaking to them will help. Loyalty. This mantra I use often, that grahak se yari is equal to aapke brand ke liye wafadari. So an example is a Shopper Stop loyalty card. Of course, it's not that we want to market in a marketing sense in our practice, but to use marketing terminologies, what do we really sell? We are selling a life-changing product. But is that what the customer wants to buy from us? He already knows that he wants this product because that's how he has surfed on the internet, or he's spoken to someone and come to you. What he wants to buy is actually brand experience, quality, prompt delivery, and after sales service. So today's youth are actually looking at investments from this point of view. This is another mantra I use, that is use, not excuse. So my staff are trained not to make excuses. I won't want to hear prices high, because misuse will say quality is high, the fee is for quality. Mr. Excuse will say market is down, corona hai, so market is down. Misuse will say there is no market for the eyes. Eyes are always there. Market is not down if your spirit and mind is up. So open your mind and open your eyes. Mr. Excuse will say this is off season, but misuse will say every day is on season. There is no season to but there is always reason to buy. So we have to open the minds of our staff to be able to help them, understand what our patients require. And sometimes I find that I have to make them unlearn what they have come with. Sometimes we hire staff from marketing backgrounds, MBAs, and they've been trained to do hard selling techniques. But the patients see through hard sell. So I stress on more passive ways where you think from the patient standpoint and see what solutions they need. So effective communication comes from when we listen more and talk less. This is the way we build trust with our patients, when we are persistent in our efforts, when we insist on results, and we are consistent in quality. Now, one will say that this is all good, but then how do I know that my counselor or my staff are doing a good job? How can I know that I'm getting a return on the investments that I have been making? And this in marketing lingo is called key performance indicators, or KPIs. And simply, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. So the key is to choose the KPIs that are most relevant to our industry and track and monitor with regularity. So now, this is again marketing lingo, but how does that translate to us? If I know the percentage of leads that were coming into the organization, how many of them converted into consultations, and how many eventually became surgical patients. Also, client acquisition rate, that is non-qualified leads. We never expected to even market to them, but they came with example for cataract for their parent, and they decided to undergo a relax smile. Because of the subtle marketing, the staff is able to manage. Or an overall conversion rate, and this gives me a good idea of how the departments are working in tandem, if there's good cross-departmental efforts being made in the right direction. And like Dr. Ritika's talk, you see that leads, that we spend a lot on creating leads and bringing it into the hospital organization. So when we know that the coordination is happening between all departments, it's a good sign. So chase every lead that comes in from whichever department it is. Feedback forms also help us when we are specific and we ask feedback on staff. From our end, we do daily task sheets. When the staff is definitely new, they have to write down what they've done for the day, and weekly monitoring from our end. This is a sales funnel, very commonly used, but to us, what it relates is, like, for example, the larger part of the funnel, that's stage one, is when we have the generation, that is the phone calls, the mails, those are the leads. Then it goes down, it trickles down to only 100 prospects, because only 100 would take an appointment, and further becomes smaller when the customers are even reduced. That is when we've actually earned money from them and generated revenue. So our goal is to have maximum inquiries but minimal leakage at every stage. That's very important. So how does the staff play a role in this? Most of us think that sales improve when inquiries are maximum. So we end up spending more money on getting inquiries, more time and efforts in that, but this is not true. Conversion improves when we reduce the leakage, when the leakage is minimized. So for us, this means data and analytics, a strong patient CRM, that is customer relationship management system, well-trained staff that do not let an inquiry fall out easily. And this can happen with us monitoring with regular reporting systems from them across your private practice. So thank you. This was a short talk. I hope that this helps us build our practice and take us to the next level.